yes, it's sad for a while, but like we used to talk about back in the day, would be like, oh my God, remember that era of BuzzFeed?
Yes.
Like that was so fun. Like it turns into more of like a nostalgic feeling than oh my God, I can't believe we're here and they're not. Like that will last for a little bit. The rest, it'll be fun.
How did we think about it? It was like different seasons of a TV show with like different characters leaving and new ones coming in.
Yeah. When you find yourself in season 6 of the show and you look around and none of the original.
Yeah, literally.
Literally that. It's that.
Literally.
It's great to have someone who was there in season 1 so that you can look at them. And be like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
But like it really does feel like that.
Yeah.
You've plugged into Office Hours with work besties Sohan and Hameda, helping you survive and thrive between 9 and 5.
We believe in work and play, so get ready to crush your career and live your best life.
We do that every time.
I know, but
this doesn't even matter. Like it sounds like the episode that we're recording is going to be like the most intense one in the world. But I can guarantee if you go back, whenever we're done with the intros, we look at each other and gasp.
Like, well, today we are giving you guys some tips on how to get through a redundancy.
Yes, because we've been through so many
We've
together.
been through a lot.
And we've recently been through one.
We have. I feel like redundancies, they can come in many different forms, right? It could be like redundancy, like everyone's getting made redundant, you're over. It could be like certain people in your team get made redundant and the company's continuing in a different direction. It could be an acquisition where, you know, some people are getting made, everyone's getting made redundant, but some people are transitioning over to a new company.
Yep.
And it happens very often, I feel like, in so many industries.
100%. When I was growing up, like I remember seeing the idea of redundancies in like movies and TV shows. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it seemed like such a like last resort, like the business is going under, so they need to do redundancies. And then by the time I got into the workforce, I feel like it's almost like a natural cycle.
Yes.
Especially in media. Like I'm not sure about other industries, obviously. You guys can tell us. But in media, it feels like it is such a like, oh, it's redundancy season.
Literally. Every 2 or 3 years, something will happen.
And it will. And I feel like not everyone has that framework. I think you and I do because, like I said, we've been through, I think at one point it was like yearly.
Yeah.
And it kind of just became like, there's another round.
Literally. I think we even called one of the rounds the goat redundancies.
But the goat was the goat. That was wild. That was wild. That was the Wild West when the goat redundancies happened. As you experience things over and over again, they help you sort of prepare for what is, you know, for it happening again.
Yeah.
Personally, I thought that I would have a sort of gauge on what it would be like to be made redundant. I was probably part of like 2 massive redundancy, 3 now, but 2 massive moments of like, oh, this is like the whole team is affected. It's not just 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
And the third time's the charm.
Oh.
I, ding, ding, ding. I lost my redundancy virginity.
Oh my God.
And I will say, I think having gone through it so many times in the past made me a really valuable asset to other people who were going through it.
Yes. Huge. You've been such a support to everyone.
Because I feel like, especially the younger, like our little younglings that I love and adore so much, like it feels like such a wild thing at the time when you're like first starting to experience them. And also like people you're really close to are leaving. It's like, how do I operate? I don't understand. Then on the other side, there's like the transition where it's like it's happening or like it's just happened and you have to adapt to those people not being there anymore. Like there's so much separate from the actual redundancy that happens in a workplace that people don't really talk about or discuss. And I think initially, obviously, I was like in shock. It's almost like my body knew how to operate because of everything that I've experienced in the past.
Yes.
Like I'm like internally, it's like Armageddon.
Yeah.
But like logically, I could step back and be like, we've seen this. Yeah. We understand the cogs. We know why this happens. Yeah. We understand why the decision was made. Yeah, obviously it sucks. Could have been a lot worse. I only have a cat. If I had kids or a mortgage, I could have been way more affected. So like these thoughts were happening in my brain because I've been around it for so long. And I know that they, like our juniors, going back to that, wouldn't have experienced that. They wouldn't understand life goes on. And positively goes on, by the way.
So true. Yeah. No, it always feels shocking, but then I mean, out of all of the people that we've known that have been made redundant and gone on to other things, like it ends up being better for them. It ends up being positive for them.
Massively.
Change can be really shocking and scary, but can end up being like a change that you didn't know you needed kind of situation.
If you embrace it, you can use it as a launch pad to your wildest dreams.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that
later.
But yeah, short story long.
Short story long.
Office Hours has been made redundant.
Office Hours has been made redundant.
Yes.
But I think going into this tips episode today, obviously, Hameda is going to give actual tips on how to get through a redundancy.
We wouldn't be able to do that otherwise,
We
guys.
wouldn't. We were waiting to get a guest on for that, but now we've got Hameda, and I'll be giving some perspectives on surviving a redundancy and like the survivor's guilt around it all.
Now that I've been through both.
Yeah.
I mean, again, my position is one of privilege, but I would say surviving is worse. Sorry. Everyone in this room actually survived. I apologize to all of you. Here's my first tip. Don't underestimate how disorienting sudden change can feel. This is a big one because, like I said, we've talked about change so much on this podcast. Did it help me? No.
Oh.
Yes, obviously, objectively, but like, in the actual moment, you do feel disoriented. Like, it's not necessarily that you're going to lash out, but like, it is kind of like I felt like I was in a daze for a week.
Yeah.
Even though my mind was still working and I was like, being logical, blah, 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 blah. Inside, it was like something had died.
Well, yes.
Genuinely, such a weird out-of-body experience. But like, prepare yourself for that. I think even either way, like even if you survive, I remember the first time, you do feel really, it's just like.
It feels like a weird dream, like it's not real. Is it happening? Because then you're usually like in the office or you're operating like at a normal day and then all of a sudden you get this news and it's very strange.
It feels like you've slipped into a parallel timeline.
Yes.
Like fully just, and I think if you're not prepared for that feeling, because I kind of like knew, I feel like change always is disorienting, right?
Yeah.
But as prepared as you think you're going to be for a change that sudden, because I feel like other change, it's kind of like, we're doing this now, and then you like ease into it.
Yeah.
But with redundancy, it's like, like you're done. And you just allow yourself grace, even though, because I was sitting there being like, why do you feel this way? Your body, you're a human being. You're going to have emotional reactions to things.
Yeah.
Like, even if you can logically look at a situation and know for a fact what's happening, you're still going to experience those emotions as you move through the change. So just like be ready for that and embrace it.
Yeah.
Embrace the disorientation, because guess what? Your coworkers probably feel the same way.
Yeah. And I think like just knowing that that's happening really helps. It's like just naming it and being like, I'm disorientated. I feel like I'm in a haze. And nothing feels real. Okay, that's normal. Let's just keep going.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Love that. Okay, my first tip is if you're a survivor, to acknowledge If you're a survivor, I probably shouldn't say that.
No, it is.
Okay.
You survived the redundancy.
Okay. My first tip, if you've survived a redundancy, is to acknowledge survivor guilt, because it is a very real and common response. You might feel like relief, but also sadness at the same time. Totally normal. It's okay. And sometimes when you feel that survivor's guilt, like it is a sign that you value your team and you're feeling for them.
100%.
And yeah, like the feeling is like two things opposite happening at the same time. So you might feel more of one day, more of one the other day. You might be flip-flopping constantly, like that. And that guilt also might stay with you for a while. The first time it happened, I didn't understand that feeling.
No.
Like I had no idea what it was, and then after a while, after it happened second, third time, I was like, okay, I think.
Well, the first time for me, I had immunity. So because I was on a contract.
Oh my God.
So it was a whole different level of survivor's guilt, because I'm like, I'm not even in this race.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like people are like, it's like, I'm untouchable.
Yeah.
And being in this, like in the environment of other people who don't know if they're being made redundant yet, who are on the edge of their seat trying to figure that out. It's like, you don't know what to do except like, what can I do for you?
Yeah,
what
literally.
can I bring you? Like, I think once one of our coworkers was about to go into her redundancy meeting and she said that she like really just wanted watermelon. I think it took me like 40 minutes to scour through the city to get this watermelon, because I was just like, what can I do?
Yeah.
Like, it's just such a weird situation.
Yeah, 100%.
But totally normal.
Yeah, totally.
And that was at the beginning of my career. So like, obviously that's when you first, you're first experiencing the survivor's guilt part, it feels very foreign. My next tip is you're allowed to grieve a role even if you didn't love it. I'm not going to say that I didn't love my role because I did, but I feel like there was situations where I was considering like, oh, like, I don't know if I'm necessarily in the right place or am I on the right path? And this was all happening within like the lead up to this redundancy, which is wild.
Oh my God.
But that's why I say everything's always working out for me, guys. But it's not necessarily that I was attached to the role.
Yeah.
I was attached to like the team.
It's always the team.
The like, obviously BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
That's my heart and soul.
Yeah.
Which there's another tip about that later we'll talk about. But like, even though necessarily I wasn't in the role that I was like, this is exactly what I want to do at this time and I'm on the right path, it still felt like a loss when it went away. Like I could have been sitting there going, I'm so tired, this is too much, where is this even going? But when it's cut off from you, then you're going to feel cheated because that's just how it feels because it was yours and now it's not, even if you hated it. It's like having a friend you hate and suddenly they ghost you and you're like, well,
how dare
you actually, even though I can't stand you.
Yeah.
It's never happened to me, but I imagine it's how people feel.
Yeah.
But yeah.
True.
Yeah. That's my tip.
Yeah, great one. Okay, my next one is also around like grieving. Even if you survive a redundancy, workplace grief exists even if the company like moves on quickly. Even if it's the same company like in a new era, it's okay to grieve what once was.
Yes.
Or your whole team, like all of your team members that have been affected. There might be like new processes, new workflows, new people that might come in. So it's okay to like process that grief. And it reminds me of like, I feel like the times where there have been mass redundancies that we've been a part of, we always have like a team event like at the pub or something where we get to process all together, which is always really nice.
Yes.
And I feel like it never actually feels complete until we have that.
I agree.
So
I think that last like hurrah and like we did this really like seals the deal.
Yes.
Also, and then eventually yes, it's sad for a while, but like we used to talk about back in the day, would be like, oh my God, remember that era of BuzzFeed?
Yes.
Like that was so fun. Like it turns into more of like a nostalgic feeling than oh my God, I can't believe we're here and they're not. Like that will last for a little bit. The rest, it'll be fine.
How did we think about it? It was like different seasons of a TV show with like different characters leaving and new ones coming in.
Yeah. Yeah. When you find yourself in season 6 of the show and you look around and none of the original.
Yeah, literally.
Literally that. It's that.
Literally.
It's great to have someone who was there in season 1 so that you can look at them and be like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
But like it really does feel like that.
Yeah.
My next tip is treat this as a pause point. So this is if you are made redundant. Obviously, if you're not, then you're still working. So maybe don't pause. But think of it as a pause, not a failure. Because like we've been saying, and we'll probably keep drilling this in, redundancy usually completely out of your control. Like 99% of the time, I would probably say it's because of some kind of restructure or like anything along those lines, a transition of some kind that you're in no control over. So A, you're not a failure. B, you don't immediately need to scramble for something else.
Yeah.
Even though that's contextual, depends on your life. But like, depending on how long you're working at the company, you're going to need a package.
Yeah.
And if you budget that package effectively, hopefully you don't have 6 children because I don't know how that would go. But budgeting it so that you're allowing yourself flexibility and time to figure out what your next move actually will be rather than just jumping on the next role that comes up. I think that's super important if you're further down in your career. Earlier on, I would say just jump on it. Who cares? You're getting experience. Just do it immediately. But if you're in a mid-level career?
Mid-level? Sure.
That area of your life, and you don't necessarily need to immediately jump to the next thing. I think people panic when they get made redundant.
Yes.
And they'll be like, oh my God, what is out there? Let me immediately go for this one job.
Take the first thing I see. Yeah.
And then they're stuck in that job for like who knows how long.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not necessarily what they wanted to do, what they saw themselves doing. It's literally just what was on LinkedIn at the time that they were made redundant. And I think that you can really sell yourself short doing that. I think assessing everything that you've done over the time that you've been at the role, at the job, at the company, and figuring out what next steps look like, because you haven't left the job. You probably haven't been thinking about it. So now is that time to think about it so that you're not just like stuck in a mid-level position for like another 6 years.
Yeah. It's a good time to, like you said, pause and do a reset, rethink, regroup with yourself.
Yes.
And make a strategic next move.
Yeah, because a pause can be productive.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily you just not doing anything.
Yeah. Mine's just a quick one, but I would say avoid comparing your outcome to your coworkers' outcomes, because like decisions around redundancies are not personal. It doesn't serve anyone to like start diving into it and comparing like, oh, this or this or this, especially like if you are transitioning over to something new, you might get new contracts, you know, everyone's might look different. Just there's no point playing the comparing game. Also, things are going to change so much in the coming weeks, months of like whatever new chapter you're a part of. So just take the few weeks to just soak it all in. And yeah, what do they say? Comparing is no,
I think you're
comparison is the thief of joy. No, did I make that up?
I mean, you're right. Comparison is probably a thief of joy.
I might have just
made
that
like
up.
You've morphed two sayings,
yes,
but I don't know what the right ones are. I think it works.
It works.
It works.
It works.
It works because you are thieving yourself of joy by comparing.
And like it's hard to not sometimes because like it'll just come into your head. But like sometimes a little tip I like just to visualize like unhelpful thoughts. Just put them in a little box, lock it, throw away the key. Just a little visual game.
So good.
Yeah,
I love a little visualization exercise.
Loves it.
Okay, my next one is when you do decide it's time to move on, or you're a little bit confused about where to move on, because obviously my last tip was around take some time, think about what you want. It's really about like the skills versus the actual job role.
Oh, real?
So like take away the role, think about what you actually were doing in your job.
Yes.
Especially if you immediately know that like you don't necessarily want to enter a job in that same industry, in that same role, whatever, then... And that's why you're stuck. Because like it can feel totally normal to feel stuck. I feel like I feel stuck right now, except I've got the benefit of being able to freelance.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
I'm still working here, guys. Let's be honest. I'm literally here right now. But I think getting to the crux of what you actually do versus what maybe your job description said, because that can vary a lot depending on what career you're in. I know for us, we do 80% more of what's actually in our job description. So like take that time to bullet point like everything you've done, send emails, I don't know, go from like really basic all the way up to the complex things you do, and then look at what jobs or industries make sense for those skills that you would be interested in.
I love that.
And you know, that's you're in. You don't necessarily have to have industry experience in that, but you've done all this other stuff in this other industry and you've done it well. And it's not like you were fired. I'm just gonna no offense to people who get fired. I hope you're okay, but like redundancy is very different from being let go. So, you know, just use it to your advantage.
100%. And I think also a good time to not only like write down the skills that you can do, but also what you enjoy the most.
Yes, which I will.
Oh, yes. I just still want you to.
No.
Sorry. My next tip is allow space for your colleagues to feel differently about the situation. If you're someone who is like transitioning over or you've been given an opportunity, everyone is dealing with the same event in different ways. Even people who transition over may not feel great about it at the start. Like everyone's going to feel differently. So just allow that space for people to express how they feel, if it's a safe environment for you to do that with your coworkers, and don't get too worried if people are feeling differently to you. Like everyone's going to go through a different process of dealing with this. People who are exiting, people who are staying. So being mindful of that when you're having conversations can be really helpful.
Yeah, because like for them, but also for you. Like protecting your energy and not letting other people's like feelings that might be negative, and like fair enough, valid for them to have negative feelings.
Exactly.
But if you are in a space where you're actually like finding yourself functioning, protect that, because it'll be very easy to like succumb to those.
It can be very easy, especially when everyone's like processing things together. Protecting your energy is a big one.
And it's the misery loves company thing, right? Like if someone is, even if they're not doing it consciously, but it's like they will be like, someone feel this with me.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
Who's feeling it.
Yeah. It's a like hard thing to navigate in the moment, but I think being aware of that it's happening and like that you want to protect yourself and like, but also giving people the space to do that and not interjecting and being like,
put your armor on.
Yeah.
And then be a good listener.
Yes, exactly.
Now we're talking about assessing what you love.
Oh, okay. Jumped the gun before.
But it's so true. And I understand why you go there and why even obviously I'm going there. But I think that when you're in a job, you can't really differentiate. You're like, you know that you enjoy it, but like you're really thinking about the parts that you really, really enjoy, or like you don't really do it when you're in it.
No.
Because you don't have the time.
Yeah.
But doing it now, like we said, thinking about what parts of the role you actually enjoyed, what parts were like horrible. And that might have changed over time because I know my role, I mean, I'm a special case, but like even when I started in content versus now, the things that I'm doing, and not necessarily because of the workplace, but because the internet, like everything changes on the internet so often that maybe I'm doing things that I wasn't doing at the beginning that I might enjoy more now.
Yeah.
And it's like, that wasn't in the role in the beginning, but now it is. So like, look at that. Or like maybe you help someone out with something.
Yeah. Perfect time to do that, really.
It really is. It's the assessment.
Okay, my next tip, similar to taking time, if you're transitioning over, if you survived a redundancy, give everything time. Give it so much time. I always say minimum give it 3 months. It'll probably be 6 months, and it will actually probably be a year before things start to feel fab again. Because transitioning to a new company or team, there will always be things that need to get ironed out. There's always going to be hiccups. There's always going to be issues that need to be resolved, you know, especially if it's a merger or something. Your workload may shift. Your responsibilities may shift. Team members you work with are going to be different. So just be patient. I feel like I might be like toxically positive in these situations because I'm just like, everything's fine. It's going to be fine. And you just kind of get through and like it's just going to take time. Like don't expect for everything to be sorted out quickly. It never is. But if you give it the time, it can end up being really great. It can also end up not being great, and that's okay because then you can always resign whenever you want. That's an option for absolutely everyone.
People do it.
Yeah.
Like I think for us it's been great. And I think that it's applies to all change, including redundancy, the 3-month thing. Yeah. Like you really do need to give it a good amount of time. Yeah. And like just thinking about how much time since the change happened versus, you know, like scale. Like really just scale it up. You can't expect yourself to immediately be on things in like 2 or 3 months. Yeah. You'll start to see the slivers of hope at 3 months. Yes. And that's when you know you should stay.
Yeah, it's like slivers of hope slivers of hope in 3 months, some form of feeling settled in 6 months, actually thriving in like 8 to 12 months.
Yes. Hard agree.
Yeah. So yeah, give it time.
Give it time.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you're in it, you feel like it's like more time has passed than it has. So actually look at the calendar.
No, literally, what did we say before? It's been 2 weeks. So
yeah.
Anyway.
It's been 2 weeks. Doesn't feel like that.
Feels like 2 months. Okay.
My next tip is protect your energy during the transition period. We've talked about protecting your energy with people's negativity, but in terms of burnout in that time, I think because things have been rocked so emotionally, right? And I think I've been part of redundancies where it's like you've been made redundant and then that's it. Like it's not like something that's dragged, but a lot of the time I've been part of redundancies that like you're told there's going to be redundancies. And then like a week down the line, they're like, we're putting in it takes a like bit of time. And obviously in that time you're scrambling, your brain is not operating the way it always does. You're going to feel that emotional, mental load that wasn't there a week ago. Acknowledge that you're feeling burnt out emotionally, mentally. Maybe your workload is 0 and you're like, why am I exhausted? Yeah. Because you're constantly on 100, fight or flight. Like, what's going to happen? Am I going to have a job in 2 weeks? And it's totally okay to feel like, oh, I'm not productive. I'm not doing this. Or maybe like, I'm not updating my CV, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, it's okay. You're literally going through something that's like world shaking. And if you're feeling strained to the extent of like when it's actually impacting you mentally, tell someone. You're not expected to completely like go full business as usual. Unless obviously that's within your capacity to do. Yeah. But also maybe don't ghost. If you're feeling like maybe tell someone like, hey, I'm not feeling very like people are still gonna your team is still your team at the end of the day. It's not like just because you got told this one thing, suddenly you're all like in it for yourselves and everyone is an enemy. Like people still care about you. People will still want to like help you of course. If you're feeling that. So pay attention and give yourself grace when you are feeling I literally can't do anything today. All I want to do is stare at a wall because it's so fair.
All right. My last tip is you're allowed to reevaluate your own position after seeing change. Like don't feel like just because you've been offered an opportunity that you're stuck there, you have to stay there. It's okay to also reevaluate. Ask yourself, what do you want from work going forward? Do you need a fresh start? Are you feeling good about this new situation? So yeah, reevaluate and take that time as well. You don't, even though it might feel like you're stuck in something, it's okay to like reflect.
God, you're so right. Because it's extra scary after a redundancy too, right? You're like, I just need to do the role that they've given me.
Yeah, literally.
No, you don't. I didn't.
No.
I literally transitioned within 2 weeks of my new role because I was like, no, I don't want to do this actually.
Yes.
Can I do the other thing instead? And it was because the business is in such a state of transition still, it's malleable.
It's so, yeah.
If you can prove that you can do something, they will probably allow you to do it to see like where your skills
And it's
are.
that time where they're trying to figure out what the new normal is. So it's a perfect time to like flag something or
use it to your advantage.
100%.
Here's my last one. For the last time, a tip from me. Just kidding. Okay. Try not to attach identity too tightly in a single role, position, or title.
I need that like tattooed on my arm so I remember it.
And you know what? Even then, it'll be like, it's ironic. It's like, who cares, right? No, but me personally, I'm a very, like, I bleed BuzzFeed. Like, I've been consuming the content on Buzz for like now a majority of my life. At 32 years old, for more of my life than not, I've been consuming BuzzFeed content, which is wild. I obviously love it and adore it so much. I think that was the biggest thing that shook me. And I will say this because I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I still don't have so much love for BuzzFeed slash, you know, what I accomplished at Buzz or even the content, whatever, the team. But when I got told that like, you're no longer whatever, I literally, the thing that hit me the most was, oh, I'm not a BuzzFeeder anymore.
Oh my God.
Like,
no,
just that.
But the thing is, think about all of the old BuzzFeeders that are forever
the
BuzzFeed.
Alumni.
Yeah.
Yes, you're always going to have the BuzzFeed alumni.
I don't know why that broke my heart so much because it's so true. It's like, but then it's also like once a BuzzFeeder, always a BuzzFeeder.
I mean, we still claim Quinta Bronson.
Yeah. Yeah.
BuzzFeed.
She's a BuzzFeeder.
Literally, she's like at the freaking Oscars.
Yeah, she's like,
BuzzFeed. Yeah. It's tough when you're in a role for a very long time at a place that essentially you're the target audience of, right? Like, I think that's the thing. Because if I was working like at Officeworks, no offense to Officeworks, I love you. I actually could get lost in Officeworks.
I feel like Officeworks could be part of my identity if I really wanted to adopt that.
I'm going to change.
Colored pens.
Because you're so right.
Yeah.
Organizing. Oh my God. Okay. They even sell like Polaroid camera. Anyway, this is not an ad for Officeworks. I feel like if I was at a company that maybe I didn't care so much about for like 8 years, then it's literally would not matter. Like, I'd be like, okay, yes, I've been here for a long time, but but I think because when you have a place that you really do, because we joke about the fact that I have a giant sign in my living room that has like the BuzzFeed logo on it. Yeah. It's super ingrained. And I think that does, I guess, make it okay because we have the BuzzFeed alumni situation. I don't know how many other workplaces would have that energy.
I mean, I'm sure that it would exist in like, I think because BuzzFeed is so front facing to an audience with the YouTube era, like
your face is very out there.
Yeah. But I'm sure like there would be companies that have that culture within and they still feel that.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, I hope so because I hope a lot of people feel that. Like it's a very, yes, it feels culty, but like in the least problematic way.
And what do we say? Drink the Kool-Aid? Like
drink the Kool-Aid.
Absolutely sip, glug, glug because it just, you know.
Because, okay. And I don't even know if this is all going to make it. And this is like us just exposing our time at BuzzFeed. But
literally,
I do feel like the way that a company treats you is the way that you're going to feel about it. Yeah. Right? And I know that other alumni have a lot of mixed feelings. But personally, BuzzFeed Australia, at the time that I was at BuzzFeed Australia, I felt so supported.
Yeah.
If I didn't feel as supported as I did, I would not have been able to get so far in my career because I did not have any experience. I did not have any education. Yeah. It was just the fact that BuzzFeed believed in me. Yeah. And I don't know how many workplaces do that. Yeah. And I think that's where that attachment
Of course.
is. It's almost like uni.
But I might just add to your tip because like obviously it's like try not to attach your identity to a job. But I remember I like really went through this a lot in my early career and the things I did to try and detach my identity from my job was to do things outside of work on the regular and find hobbies and like socialize and like find other things that I enjoyed that made up my identity.
Yes.
Currently, I'm starting sewing classes.
Oh my God.
To try and do that.
I love that.
and I'm going to make my own clothes.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I'll turn it into a side hustle.
I was going to say, don't make it a side hustle.
No. But so I feel like try and find other hobbies and like make your outside of work activities your baseline.
It's actually so interesting that you say that, because you are so right that my hobbies were essentially what I was doing at BuzzFeed before I started working at BuzzFeed.
That's what they say.
So it just slotted right in there, because I was like on the internet making blog posts, doing all of the stuff that I was doing for Buzz as a hobby.
100%.
Actually, I've started doing it a lot more now that I no longer have to. So that's
it
a
feels
positive.
More fun that now it's not your job.
Well, it's almost like the cage has been opened.
Yeah.
Not that it was like a cage, but metaphorically, you do feel like you can't do anything else when you're working, especially in something that you like.
Yeah.
And then without me even unconsciously, I started like I've read like 4 books in the past 2 weeks.
Sorry?
Like literally.
Do you read books?
Well, I did before I started working.
Because like I've never like thought that you read books.
I used to be a library monitor. I loved books. I did the Premier's Reading Challenge. I've read a lot of different books, but like I basically fully stopped when I started doing content at BuzzFeed, because I was reading everyone's work.
Yeah.
I was reading my own work. Like, you get tired of reading, guys.
Reading's
even
hard.
As a reader, you're like, I'm done with reading. I don't want to read anything else. But fully, like, as soon as that part of my like workload went away, it's like I've just been consuming words, like books, nonstop. So you'll find your hobbies again, which is really beautiful. That's a beautiful way to end that.
End it, yeah. Well, look, we may not see you next time,
but we may.
But we might.
Hey, Office works.
Hey, if you're a sponsor out there and you'd like to sponsor us to bring us back, get in the DMs.
Get in the DMs and we'll make it happen just for you.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for clocking in.
And we might or might not see you next time.
Yeah, bye.
Office Hours with Sohan and Hameda is a Val Morgan Digital production and part of the BuzzFeed Australia network. Have a question or topic you want us to cover, or a workplace dilemma you want us to unpack? Send us a DM on Instagram at officehoursbf, or drop us an email on officehours@valmorgan.com.au.
For more, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at officehoursbf. You can follow Sohan on socials at Sohan Judge, and follow Hameda on socials at It's Hameda.
Our music is by Jasic. Make sure to hit subscribe or follow so you don't miss an episode. And if you like what you hear, please rate us 5 stars and tell your friends to clock in.